Hello guys and welcome to my New Year's jungle tier list. I'm Forrest, as you already know. If you're new, welcome here to my small jungle community. I'm a jungle coach and a jungle enthusiast to help people climb and reach their goal. And this time around, I decided to make a jungle tier list for you guys because some of you already asked when is the new tier list coming out, and this is the time for it. I will go over all these champions in order. So as you can see, these champions orders, as you can see this list, this is how I will go through them, and you don't need timestamps, you just need to skip ahead if you are not interested in a champion or if you are more interested in another one. So let's get straight into it. Let's start the list with Amumu, and I think this champion, so starting with Amumu, I think I placed him into B tier last time around. I think Amumu deserves the same spot this patch as well, so Amumu will be in B tier. He's not that great against fighters, and we are in a fighter meta. Despite being a tank and dealing a fair amount of damage, I don't think that he is that great. Let's move on to Belvat. And I placed her in B tier last patch because I didn't think that her buff were that crazy, but apparently it was. And I'm not sure if I should place her into S+ tier. Probably not anymore, since this patch she actually received a nerf. She definitely deserved S+ tier last patch, or at least S tier, but in this patch I think her accurate spot will be in A tier, simply because I would say she's fairly hard to play, but she's really good thanks to the Kraken and Blade of the Ranking buffs last patch. So moving next is Brand, and I think this champion is just awful in the lower ranks. Oh, one thing I forgot to mention, this tier list is aimed towards people below Diamond, so if you're anywhere between Iron and Diamond, this tier list will be perfect for you for high elo if there is demand, and you guys want me to make a tier list for high elo as well, then feel free and let me know in the comment section. Next champ will be Briar, and like I said, there's a fighter meta, so this champ is simply amazing. Just learn when to use your E properly, don't overuse it and spamming it, and keep in mind when to use your W, so you don't run under the enemy tower like a headless chicken. The other champion, I would say, is most likely only in like S tier, is Diana, because despite she being more like a fighter with her build, she's still struggling against fighters. After all, she wants to be an assassin, she wants to be a one-shot assassin carry, even though sometimes people go with bruiser builds for her and she starts to become obnoxious, but I think she deserves S tier. Moving on to Mundo Jungle, I think it's definitely like an A tier pick. Not that great, not that bad either. In fact, I would say he's not the typical solo carry 1v9 jungler, but his kit is straightforward, his clear is good, his build path is also good, and he can actually deal a huge amount of damage if you build him properly with Titanic Hydra and all that HP you get on this champion. He is actually scary. So next up will be Echo Jungle, and I think that Echo Jungle deserves S tier as well. He's a pretty strong pick right now, has good optimization, his clear is decent, so if you enjoy an AP champion and you want to pick something up, then definitely Echo is your guy. Moving on, we have Elise, and I think she deserves B tier at best. Since this tier list is aimed towards the lower ranks, I don't think that she deserves any higher spot, honestly, at least not for now. Her kit is too complicated, and if you want a champion to climb easily and climb fast as possible, then she's not your pick, she's not your ideal champion, that's for sure. Moving next, we have Evelyn, and I think she deserves another B tier spot, despite her kit being actually really good, but if you can get ahead consistently, she doesn't offer much. She gonna fall behind in damage, and like I said, since there's a bruiser meta right now, she will struggle against champions, especially in the lower ranks, against typical champions like Warwick. It's a great pick to counter her, to just lock in Warwick and just destroy her and chase her down. I'm not sure if I should put him into S tier or A tier. I think Fiddle deserves A tier at least. He might be S tier in some cases, but a control mage like Fiddlesticks is definitely super good in the lower ranks as well. Once you master his clear, and once you master the angles from where to actually gank, then he becomes a really great champion. I can only highly recommend it to everyone who is looking for another AP jungler pick. Next will be Gragas, and he's not that lucky to be recommended to anyone really, and he's just C tier. He doesn't deserve a better spot than this. Let's move on to Graves, who is alright against fighters most of the time, but since he can no longer go his typical bruiserish one-shot build, I mean not one shot, but bruiserish build like the good old Divine Thunderer or Trinity Force build, and Shield Bow is not as OP as it was before. Eclipse just decided to destroy that item for Grace and pretty much for everyone else. Now, unfortunately, it's not that amazing anymore, but I mean, Grace never was a great pick for the lower ranks. So next will be Gwen Jungle, and I think she now deserves a B tier spot. Nothing better than that. Next will be Hecarim, and the pony is super fast if you know how to manage gank windows with efficient farming, then he's your guy. He's just a really solid jungler, but actually hard to play because you have to worry about your stacks all the time. I would say that the biggest mistake people make on this champion is that in the mid game they just forget to farm, when that's the perfect time to actually farm as Hecarim and just get every camp, get your camp, get the enemy jungle camps, and be everywhere on the map. So next will be Ivern, and I think Ivern doesn't deserve a better than B tier spot. Even C tier, I don't see this champion being efficient in the lower ranks. I would say that even B tier is probably too high for him. Next champion will be Jarvan fourth, and he's completely S tier, straightforward kit, perfect in a bruiser meta. So I can only highly recommend this guy for anyone who is looking for a solid jungle pick in this patch. Jack Jungle will be, honestly, I'm not sure if I should put him into A tier or S tier. Probably only A tier. I'm not convinced that this is a champion you should be playing. He falls into the same category as Gwen in my eyes. So basically, Jax is just simply a better top laner than a jungler. Next will be Karthus, and I consider him a B tier champion even when he is super strong and deserves a really high spot in high ranks. He's not the same in the lower ranks. You just have to hit those queues, you have to be efficient with your jungle clear, and you will have the fastest clear in the entire game if you manage to do that. But let's be real, in the lower ranks, people fail to do that all the time, and people fail skill shots all the time, so he won't deserve a higher spot than this. I would say that Kayn deserves S tier in my eyes. Red Kayn definitely S tier. Meanwhile, Blue Kayn is probably B at best, so if you want to have success with Kayn jungle in the lower ranks in this meta right now, then all you have to do is play Red Kayn and you will have a lot of fun. Next will be Kha'Zix. This guy evolves and adapts and destroys everyone in every meta. If there's an assassin meta, he does that job perfectly fine. After all, he's an assassin. If he needs to go more for utility, then he can do that as well with Sojin and Conqueror and all that. All the rune tags and build tags, he can always adapt and earn a really good spot in the meta. Next will be Kindred, and I think she deserves A tier simply because she is just a better Grace. I always say this, and that's just a fact. I can't avoid this. So yeah, she can deal with bruisers, she can pretty much be useful in any team comp really. Next will be Lee Sin, and this champion is just C tier. Riot Games really wanted him to shine for MSI, but that was just for pro play. In the lower ranks, don't play this guy. Next will be Lilia, and I love this champion. I said this many times that I love this champion and definitely deserves A tier in my eyes. Next will be Maokai. This tree is just dead, so don't even bother playing him. And then next will be Master Yi. He's always a menace in the lower ranks, and if you want to go and get out of the lower ranks, then I can only recommend this guy. I'm considering A tier, but maybe he deserves S. Let's put him in A tier. Let's put him here. Let's keep him here right now. And same thing with any other bruiser. Just get your allies, play this champion with Ghost, and you will have a lot of fun. Morgana, C tier, garbage ass champion. Don't play her in the jungle. And let's move on to Fury, which also garbage champion in the jungle, at least right now. I know she used to be broken, but just don't touch her. Nico, same thing. Don't touch her. Nidalee, I would say same thing. She is amazing at the highest ranks. Pretty much always. What I mean, she always has like those small windows, those few months where she can actually shine. But in the lower ranks, just avoid this champion unless you want to become a one-trick, and there's no other way of playing Nidalee. You have to be mechanically gifted and be a one-trick pony. Next is Nocturne. Definitely S plus tier, amazing champion, and I can highly recommend it to everyone. Probably A tier only. He didn't convince me yet that he deserves a higher spot, but I would say he is simply better than the other champions listed for now in B and C tier, so definitely deserves this spot. Olaf, since his rework, doesn't really deserve a higher spot than C tier, unfortunately. Pantheon Jungler is actually pretty solid, and I'm considering him to make him A tier even, but I just don't like how he falls off. And people struggle to close out games in the lower ranks, so I don't think he deserves higher than B tier. Poppy Jungle, once again, B tier. If the team has a lot of jumps, a lot of dashes and such, you are facing champions like Jarvan, Kayn, Kha'Zix, Diana, Echo, even Briar, then she's S tier. If not, then she's mid at best. She won't solo carry games. Diana, C tier champ, don't even look to touch. Moving to Ramos, I think he's A tier. He's ok. Maybe he only deserves B tier, but for now I will place him in A. Rek'Sai will stay in B tier at best. She is amazing. There's nothing wrong with this champion. She's the queen of the jungle in my eyes, but at the lower ranks, you have to make her work, and it's really hard to make her work in the lower ranks, so she's gonna stay in B tier. Rengar, totally garbage, C tier champion. Don't touch this guy. Don't touch the cat. If you want to play with a cat, then go play with Yumi, but please don't go with Yumi jungle. Rumble probably deserves C tier as well. Sejuani will be another C tier champion in my eyes, not much to say. And the clown deserves a B tier. In the right hands, probably even A tier, but for now, I wouldn't say he deserves anything higher than this. You want to one-trick this champion as well. Shyvana will be A tier. She's too one-dimensional to me and too boring, but deserves this spot for now at least. Skarner, awful champion. Silas, really awful champion. Dahlia probably deserves B tier. She's not the best, not the worst either. Talon Jungle, I would say he is just a weaker version of Kha'Zix, because Kha'Zix can adapt way better than Talon, but in the right hands he's definitely like in a A tier spot. Teemo Jungle, I'm not sure if I should place him in B or C tier. I would say you can troll around and win games. And he's like average, not that great, not that bad either. Trundle is definitely S plus tier. This meta is just perfect for this guy, so he will be in S plus tier for this patch. Olier will be placed in B tier. I think he's not that great right now. He just requires a lot of setup from your team, he doesn't offer that much. It's really easy to dodge his stun, really, because he will just run at you in a straight line. And yeah, not that great. Probably deserves B tier, if not C. We, same thing, B tier champion. Herwood is alright, but nothing too crazy. Moving to Viego, I think if you can master this champion, he is amazing and can be an S plus tier champion. But for the average players, probably A tier at best, simply because his kit is hard. But thanks to the item buffs in the last patch, he definitely deserves this spot and definitely performs better than any of the other champions. The other beefy guy will be Volibear, and I think he is S tier right now, if not even S plus tier. He's just amazing, and I can only highly recommend playing him. Next, as I always say this for a while now, just keep abusing Warwick Jungle if you're looking for free LP. I know he might be boring for some of you, but he definitely deserves that spot, and you can gain a lot of free LP with this guy. The Monkey King is S tier. He loves fighting, he loves stat checking, and this meta is perfect for that. Same thing goes for Xin Zhao, even though I think if I put Xin Zhao into S tier, then it's fair to say that Jarvan probably deserves S plus tier. But for now, I would say Jarvan is definitely stronger than Xin Zhao, but Xin Zhao still holds his spot and he's a pretty solid champion. And if Jarvan is picked or you don't like this guy or you don't like him, then just pick Xin Zhao. Zag Jungle will be next and the Blob will be B tier. Doesn't offer much if the team sucks, so I would say then if you are enjoying tanks if you want to pick a champion from B tier and below, then he's your guy, but he won't solo carry games either. That jungle, I'm not sure if I should put him into B or C tier. Probably C tier. Don't play this guy. I know some people, or I mean a fair amount of people playing him in the jungle in Korea servers and such, but we are not in Korea, so just avoid playing him if you can. If you want to play Zed, same thing, like I said, with Talia and such, go play mid lane. Zyra jungle probably deserves B tier for now, with all the CC and how annoying she can be. Probably a B tier spot is deserved for her. Next will be Darius, and I know he loves fighting, but I think that he's so resource hungry that top lane just works better for him as well. So yeah guys, this was my tier list for the patch 15.15 or like 25.15. Depends how you like it. Let me know in the comments what do you think. I think if you are someone between Iron and Diamond, this tier list will serve you well, and you have to pick one of these guys if you want to climb. And the only champion I would put probably into S plus tier as well would be Volibear. Besides that, I would say the tier list is pretty accurate and reflects the meta really well. But let me know in the comments what do you think, if you agree or disagree, and see you all in my next video. Peace.